Do we touch on Saturday or do we not bother with that?
You have to, don't you? It's mad, really. You know, I sometimes wonder why I do interviews. I've got a couple of good friends who are Port Vale fans, and apparently all the Port Vale fans are up in arms over me interview after the game on Saturday. And beggars belief, honestly. You know, I'd like to think I'm not a bitter person. You know, I get all this. They were saying it was all sour grapes and no class and all that. And so I look back at the interview and I'm staggered if I find out what I've said wrong. If I've upset people, I apologise, but I don't know why. And I'm not really bothered what people think about me. Never have been, but did we dominate for the first half an hour? Yeah, we did. Everyone knew that. Even their manager, that's why they made the change at half time. Because he openly admitted, and he's a good friend of mine, Daniel, and I've got a lot of respect for him. But did we dominate? Yeah, we did. And that's why he made the change at half time. He's going to make the change whether they were 1-0 or 1-0 down. Was Colby's a sending off? No. We've seen the video. Their manager's seen the video. Their lad has tripped him up. Did Port Vale play really well when we went down to 10 men? Yeah, they did. So I'd love to know what I said that was out of order. Were they derogatory towards the end? Yeah, and that's what fans do. You know, they take the mickey when they're cruising, and they were. Did we have more possession? Yeah, we did. So, does possession win games? No. So, that's probably enough for me in rhetorical questions, but they're harsh facts, and I've always tried to be honest in interviews after games. And, you know, I get a well-respected ex-Premier League referee telling me that it's the best option is 2 yellows, and it's definitely not an elbow. Yet he's been sent off for an elbow. Probably not going to win an appeal because he's put his hand on the back of his collar, and the lad's made a meal of it. If you look at what I said about their number 6, I said he was possibly fearing Colby in the air because Colby was bigger than him. Possibly. Never said definitely. He's blatantly tripped him. So that probably is modus operandi. That's what he does. On this occasion it's worked for him. On other occasions it won't work for him. But it was alarming that we conceded a really poor goal from our point of view. You know, their lad spun nuts, and then he's done well to nutmeg Ross, and then he's finished it really well. So it's a good finish on their part. But it's a poor goal. And then when we were down to 10 men, we lost our shape. And I've got to take some of the blame for that because I've made alterations to the shape of the team, to the personnel. But the defending was calamitous, and I've said that. So I'm not trying to deflect in any way, shape or form. I've said what I saw, a bit like catchphrase. And I stand by what I saw. And, you know, we're disappointed that we've gone out, but as I said after the game, if we go out to anyone, I like Port Vale as a club. I've got a lot of time for the manager. You know, we got on really well. And, you know, we had a good chat after the game when I congratulated him. So, you know, football's just such a funny game. I watched 2 games yesterday, Tottenham and Liverpool. Tottenham and Everton, and Liverpool and West Ham. I've seen 2 identical tackles. One gets a red card, one doesn't. And so, that's happening at the top flight. What chance have we got? The inconsistency that's riddled in football. You know, there's a meme goes around about me saying I've fallen out of love with football, or I'm rapidly falling out of love with football. And you can fall out of love with football. And all managers probably face the same feelings. You know, Jurgen Klopp's probably got the same frustrations as I have. You know, you see at West Ham's first goal, 99 times out of 100 it's a foul on the keeper. The one time it's not, you know, West Ham score. And, you know, fans are bullish about the teams, and so they should be. That's why they're called fans, the fanatics. And, you know, they support the team. But if you continue doing it with blinkers on, you're setting yourself up for disappointment.
On the sending off, he said you might not win an appeal, so have you appealed?
Well, we're just waiting to see what's come through. You know, he clearly hasn't elbowed him. Now, if they say, well, he's put his hand by the lad's neck, is that cause for sending off? by the letter of the law. You know, you're under this. You see, this is where the system's flawed as well. You know, a top flight, a bigger club than us, £1,000 nothing to them to appeal. For us it is. And also they've got bigger squads that they can cope with their player if they lose on a frivolous and they go top 4. We can't. I think the system should be that you're allowed 2 appeals a season. 2 free appeals, so use them wisely. And then if you use the 2, you're not, even if it's the most blatant one, you're not allowed to use it because you've wasted your 2. A bit like tennis, really. You know, and if they did that, I think, you know, you'd think long and hard about whether you'd appeal to them, because you wouldn't want to waste them. If we had that option, we'd be definitely appealing, but it is what it is, and, you know, life's just, as I said on Saturday, life's sometimes not fair. On this occasion, it wasn't fair for us. You know, I'm sure there'll be times when it goes in our favour.
When you look at a result like that, you instantly think, "Oh, blimey, I bet Coley's laid into him." Was that the case, or no?
I was just disappointed the way we capitulated, to be honest, because you shouldn't always capitulate when you go down to 10. And I've got to take a lot of the blame for it, because I've totally, you know, you're chasing the game in the FA Cup. You only get one go at it, and so you're trying to get back in the game and stay in the competition. So, you know, when would you go 2 at the back? Very rarely. So, but that's what we've done. We've tried to get into the game. We've got a goal back, and then gifted them one back straight away. So, my overriding feelings about Saturday is I'm disappointed we lost. You know, in the end they ran out where they winners because they scored a lot of goals, and they battered us last half an hour, or last 25 minutes. But my overriding feeling is such a disappointment that I'm going to lose Coley for 3 games, when it shouldn't be. It shouldn't be the case. You know, we're going to get punished 4 times for an error of judgment by an official. Now, he mightn't have seen. Well, the odds are, well, he didn't see their lad trip Colby. You can see it when you see it on the video. But we're getting punished 4 times for that, for which should have been 2 yellows. So, a yellow for us and a yellow for them. So that's the disappointing thing. That's the thing that I'm finding difficult to stomach at the moment.
On the game on tomorrow night, how are you viewing this, John? Because you're both kind of qualified, aren't you? I mean,
we're qualified, but you know, there's a little bit of money to be made from the game as well. But you want to try and win, you know, especially just being hockeyed, as they say in Ireland, 5-1. You want to get back on the horse, don't you? And you want to try and win, and you know, we've got chances to plot out a few things for Saturday.
Is that kind of almost how you're using it as an extended?
I want to win the game, and you know, Danny's been listening to these interviews a lot over the years, and if it was a game at Tiddlywinks over there or a game in nearest the wall, I'd want to win. So can't want to win anymore, and you know, we'll be contesting it every challenge, and hopefully we'll come out winners. But you know, I've seen Fleetwood, they're a good team, and I think they're disappointed in the fact that a lot of their youngsters who they would like to have played are away on international duty. So that's a bit of a blow for them. But we'll do our best and we'll try and win again.
Just on international duty, John, I'm very confused. One international window you're playing, one international window you're not playing. I mean, it seems like it's all up in the air. I've
gone on record, you know, the fact that there's 5 games off in our league, call the whole lot off. You know, that's what they should do. You know, they call all the championship off, they call all the premiership off. Yeah, call it, and make plans before the season starts. So you slot the games in, and you know that these are the breaks that you're going to get. And sometimes you can do with the breaks. But you know, I mean, it's unfortunate for Plymouth. Plymouth have got 2 of their main players who won't be available for selection. If they had another one, they could call the game off. That's wrong, isn't it? Why should you lose 2 of your best players? Well, whether they are the best players or not, I don't know. But, you know, why should you be in a position where you lose 2 of your best players? You know, we've had in the past where we've lost 2 of our best players. It's wrong. And if they call it all off, you know where you start straight away. But football works in mysterious ways, and I'm not always sure it's correct.
You mentioned that you want to win because you got beat on Saturday. I think Fleetwood Town are in the same position, aren't they? They're not won for a while, have they?
Might be at a testosterone war. Testosterone war. Sorry, that's a terrible word. Testosterone war. Yeah. No, listen. Two teams who are upset and wanting to wrong a few rights or right a few wrongs. So.
Just on a broader issue, I know you touched on this with Dan last week, but where you are now, John, is this looking like your permanent base? Do you think?
Here, no.
Right.
No, we're going to be up at King George's.
Right.
Once we get the grass sorted out there. But you know, Martin's done a terrific job here. You know, and Andy's helped a lot. Andy Oates helped a lot. And it's a good partnership here, you know, and it's a lovely facility, and it's a great facility for the town, and I think this can only enhance the town.
But King George's will be a permanent.
It will be our permanent one,
Which will be
hopefully next season.
Right, and that was pretty beneficial for you. I mean,
well, having a base,
yeah,
you know, you can't beat knowing what you're doing on a day-to-day basis and being able to plan ahead, whereas we've never been able to plan ahead.
I was thinking driving up, we've been over to Barnoldswick with you, haven't we? We've been to somewhere in Rochdale at one point, I think, and
loads of
been
places.
all over the shop. Yeah.
I think me and Jimmy were counting them during the week, and I think we got up to about 27 venues that we'd had training, and we'd had about another 10 proposed that fell through. So, Buller Park was suggested once for you, Accringtonian. So yeah, we've had loads of ideas that never materialised. Didn't we trains only has the car park once?
But in terms of long-term planning and recruitment and trying to get players in and build the club to have somewhere that's established, it's got to be important.
You need it, and you know, Andy Oates is very forward-thinking, and he recognised that a while ago. And there's no one more frustrated than him. So you know, you can't be laying the blame at anybody. But you know, in the long term, everything happens for a reason, and in the long term, the pitches will be the way we want them to be, and it'll be a good place to come and play. I think.